So in my previous video, I actually mentioned, one of the purpose to life is to learn how to die. And the reason why is this. The same way we're here in this experience and we learn from mistakes that we make, okay? And basically this is the biggest form of growth, is learning from our mistakes, all right? Now, let's talk about, let's say, simulation theory and stuff like that, where we're here. And let's say if you're playing a video game and there was nothing going on, would you even like to play that video game? It'd be kind of boring. But the fact is that we look at the video game and we look at, and we get attracted to the video game because of like the drama, the situations that your avatar that you're playing is going through, which literally when you play a video game, you are experiencing that video game. So your brain can't tell the difference between a real or a fake experience. So this is why, when you watch a movie, okay, you start to have dreams or nightmares about it, okay? See, when you start to become more self-aware, you start to look at things a little bit different. But we look at life a lot differently. But how can you appreciate life? You want to live life to the fullest if you don't know what death is, or what is your definition of death, because it's all fear-based the way some of you guys look at it. See, death is basically transformation, and it's basically if you really want to the same way you learn from your mistakes and you learn from your situations and experiences here, how could you really understand life if you don't understand death? It's kind of like, can you have white without black? Okay? So this is why I made the video about energies working hand in hand. Your organs work hand in hand. If you study the cells in your body, okay, you have like 30-40 trillion cells in your body, and they're all sentient and they all have an individual purpose, but without each other they cannot exist. This is why, if you really understood this, would there even be room for debate with people outside of you? Because there's going to be people who see things one way, I'll see it another way, but at the end of the day, I couldn't exist without that individual and they couldn't exist without me. And it's all because I am, and we are, or I am pretty much the everything. Everything outside of me is basically yourself, like yourself, and I am self. Okay? And this is why even karma, this is why when you do unto others, okay, it will come back to you, because you're still doing it to an aspect or an extension of you. Okay? See, you always hear the world doesn't revolve around you, but you know what? The world revolves around you. It's kind of like the energy around you. And then the universe evolves around you. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. The world revolves around you, but the universe evolves around you. Okay? Because the way I look at it is like this. The universe responds to whatever decisions and choices you make, because you are the universe. You carry all this within you. Okay? This is why whenever you see people even arguing about, but animals eat each other, and, why can't humans, and at the end of the day, man, every day, and you're here based on your frequency and vibration from the time you were born. Time doesn't exist. It's only ever really now. But the whole point of you being here is to evolve your consciousness so that you don't and detach, you know what I mean? Because the heavier you are, the more attachment you have to this realm, the more you will resonate with what you're doing now. And it's all about evolving and realizing that you are not this. There's nothing outside of you here that really matters unless you make it matter. Meaning situations, things, you know what I mean, that you feed your energy into when you participate in it. Because when you participate in something, you see, we get attracted to drama. We get attracted to, let's say, even negativity. Okay? But look at negativity. A female is negative. A woman is attractive. A woman is a negative representation, because negative is the feminine energy. Positive would be more like the masculine energy. It's like a pushing out thing. Okay? Women are more magnetic. That's why women are attractive. Women are representation of more of the darkness. Man is more representation of the light. So that creates the electromagnetism right there. Okay? But here's the thing though. We are attracted to the negativity. If you want to look at it in another way, another perspective, okay? Negativity wouldn't just be the female or feminine aspect. It would just be negativity as far as drama and gossip and all that. Okay? And we kind of get attracted to that. So we go to that like a moth to a light where it actually will end up killing it. You know what I mean? So we are like insects that get attracted to a light, and then we end up getting fried. And that's what happens. Okay? See, this is the importance of you kind of having that balance and being the attractor or the magnet. Magneto. Okay? Magenta, but the magnet. The magnetism. Okay? This is why you have to, but then it all comes down to the frequency and vibration you're in. You open up the channel, the portal for that particular energy that you're trying to attract to come to you. Okay? So if you want to know really one of the biggest purpose of life is basically just knowing how to die. But understanding what really is death is not what you think it is. Okay? See, people want to, this is why I made the video about, and go check this video out, because this video was really good about why sun gazing doesn't work. Okay? I didn't speak specifically on this topic that we're talking about now. I spoke about it on a different type of level that I'm actually speaking on it now. I spoke about it on a level of the way we look at the sun as we're like literally still praying to an exterior source for an outcome or an expectation to happen. All right, so this is why I say, if you want to really look at it from even another perspective, okay, if you look at, for example, the Matrix, the little boy says there is no spoon. All right, that's because everything outside of you is basically empty space. There's really nothing here. Okay, there's nothing here. You're the everything, which is literally the blank, not the blank, but the darkness, the void. You're really nothing because you have everything in you. So everything outside of you is just, this is what the projection is. Okay, but it's not the real thing, because the veil, you're looking at it through these lenses and not the real first eye that you're supposed to be looking at it through. Okay, and when you start to really see it through this eye, I'm telling you, you're going to start to see the connectivity or between everything, and how everything literally is conductive to each other. The connectivity and the conductivity, the same thing. It's very important to realize this, because unity is basically how even the cells in your body work. Okay, the cells in your body work together, but you see, a cell, all right, has organelles, which would be the anagram to what an organ is in our body. Okay, and one of the most important part of that cell or the atom is basically the nucleus. Okay, what is the most important organ in your body? Some people say the liver, some people say the brain, some people say the heart. But let's say, for example, okay, if you was to take my brain out, what good would this vessel be, even though I have a liver and a heart, if I didn't have the mind or the consciousness to actually operate this vessel? How good would the liver be? Okay, because if the liver goes, all the other organs are going to go. So here's the thing. That's why I mentioned the example. You can't have an organ and then that's like the liver arguing with the kidneys and the heart that this is the way everything functions, when it has its own functions. The heart has its own function, and the kidneys have their own function. The brain has its own function. Everything happens to have its own function. But they all need each other, because without each other, there is no entire one. So we are like literally like cells in this entire body outside, if you want to look at it like that. But with the fact that we say there is no spoon, is there really a sun? So what do you, even when you expect something from the sun, you want to, it's kind of like you're not really, you know, in your mind, you're like, I'm not praying to the sun. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm getting, I had somebody say I'm getting nutrients through my eyeballs, you know, and this is how but there is no sun. Listen, use everything as a tool. People, places, and things as a guide. Everything is basically useful. That's why I said live in your heart space, because earth is an anagram for heart. And when you're in your heart space and it's balanced, you're able to see use in both sides. That's like me being this body and saying, I only use my right hand. I don't need my left hand. My left hand don't fuck. I don't have any use for my left hand. But when you got to pick up a box, you're only going to pick it up with that one right hand, and that's it. You know what I mean? You want to pick up a heavy object, you're only allowed to use that right hand, because you can't use the left one. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a tool. Everything is useful. So, you know, in order for you to know, you have to know how to shift your consciousness. And here's the thing though, you'll have experiences through meditation, all right, where you'll completely lose grasp of what this whole thing even is. Like it's hard to explain, but you won't even like. I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is this. This is why it's important to be the change you want to see. And I'm going to tell you this. This is the reason why. This is why it's so important to be the change you want to see. You see, religion pushes things on people, pushes, the religion on people, right? And notice how, even some religious folks, you could tell them, let's say, for example, you want to be honest and say, I don't believe in Jesus. They get aggressive. They're like, how do you not believe it? They look at you like you're like a devil or something like that. You know what I mean? Somebody who's balanced can see and accept that that person is at the level that they need to be because they believe in Jesus. That's their problem. You know what I mean? They have their function here in this realm to maintain a balance. Okay, because if everybody had the same collective consciousness where, religion didn't exist, this matrix wouldn't even exist. See, this matrix exists because it's a duality matrix. There has to be the polarities. You get what I'm saying? But not everybody is going to make it to the acceptance of being centered and knowing that there is really no two. It's only just one. So not everybody is a Leonardo da Vinci. Not everybody is a, let's say, for example, John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther, these famous people that you know, okay? There's only but one of them, and there's only but a few of those inspirational people. So it's the same way here. If you want to look at it on a bigger level, a global level, okay? Yeah, more and more people are waking up, but do you expect everybody to do so? This matrix wouldn't exist. Polarity has to exist for this matrix to exist. But if you want to ascend beyond this matrix, you need to vibrate and raise your frequency beyond what this matrix is about. And that's you knowing that this is not what matters. You are beyond this. But if you're here and you need to participate in it, you are participating it in a way where now that you understand how it works, you're going to have fun and bliss through this rather than literally being here in a low vibrational state. See, this is the reason why even people suffer, because they think it's like me playing a video game, okay? And as the video game, let's say I'm playing a character in the video game and some dramatic instance happens and I'm feeling so emotional about it when I only know it's a video game. Like if I see somebody playing a video game and they start crying because something happened, I'm like, God damn, bro, it's only a game. What are you crying about? You know? And then some people, notice how some people, this is why I tell you that your body doesn't know the difference between a real and a fake experience. Because notice how people watch a movie and whenever you have like some sad or dramatic situation, of course, the directors or the people who wrote the script know how to play with your emotions, because aside from just showing you the scene, they're going to do it through a sad song in the background. They'll do it through like other people literally participating in the emotion, and you get so caught up in it that you literally start to cry yourself. But why does that happen? Why does that happen? Like, you start crying because, somebody died in the movie. Like, one of the heroes died in the movie. But why is that? Because your body can't tell the difference between a real and a fake experience. It's the same thing like when you sleep and you're in a dream, okay? You're actually experiencing that dream as if it was real. I could tell you right now, even when you think you dream, people are like, oh no, when you go to sleep and you dream, that's when you really wake up. Okay, but there's also layers and levels to that. You got to drop all that down. Just know there's literally, stop getting caught up, because that's why there's certain things here that if you do, it will actually, this is why I made the example as to why if you watch pornography, it can mess with your mind, but it could also mess with like how you see women or other people, okay? And those lower chakras, people already live in those lower chakras. See, one thing is being in those lower chakras, and if they're balanced, you can come up to the heart space and literally pass the gates to heaven, okay? And now you can be balanced here, okay? But if you're imbalanced down there and you're bringing up this energy from a place of lust, the same way you look at, for example, abundance out here, instead of looking at it from a place of unconditional love, you're looking at it from a place of lust. And all you're doing is basically selling and buying. Every time you want to talk about spirituality, you're just like a religious figure. Instead of just being, you see, when I make videos, I'm doing it with the intention to be the change I want to see. And the reason why is because if I do it with any other intention, okay, of of receiving money, or it's like, if that was to ever happen, it will happen automatically, because the abundance can only come to me because that is the law of reciprocity. Okay, but my intention behind this whole thing is to be the change I want to see. Okay, I'm not imposing on nobody's free will, but the only thing that I'm doing here is I'm broadcasting and emitting, and I'm emitting. Emit is time backwards. Okay, it is time to literally get it together. And this is why I emit like a radio signal. All right, I emit a frequency. And if somebody is of that frequency and vibration, they will be attracted to me. And now we can feed each other. It's not me draining somebody because they're not in the same frequency and vibration that I am in. When you try to harass somebody, when trying to push something on that person, that's literally going back to indoctrinating people. And we're not doing that here when it comes to spirituality, by pushing a religion. You know, it really is you utilizing the tools and knowing the power of each side and how it can serve you. Being balanced starts from the root chakra. The root chakra is literally the abyss. It is the underworld, because the way we look at it here, you don't know if the underworld is really up or down. Okay? But if you're coming up here and you're not balancing your root chakra, you ain't coming up here balanced. You're going to be facing you're going to be facing yourself, the shadow aspects of yourself. This is why you need to balance those root chakras and have strong roots. So when you come up here, okay, you will experience true bliss. You're going to see what this game really is about. You're going to start to really, this is about seeing the unity in both. But when you're in fear, what happens? Okay, it shuts the pineal gland down. It starts to, and now you'll start being in more fear. And what it does is it lowers your vibration. You'll stay in those realms. See, fear, how could you be a God if you're not all-knowing, if you're polarizing to one extent? When you're God, you are everything. In, out, up, down, left, right. Okay, you're passing the 3D. Up, down, left, right. From, back, that's 3D. In and out, that's already now 4D. And now you start to break through layers and go all the way through. Okay? There is no limitations. You push the envelope as much as you can. I'm talking through experience. Okay? So, like I said, this is why I say the purpose to knowing the real true meaning of what this beautiful life is about. It doesn't matter. You see, this is the thing. It doesn't matter what state of being you're in now. You could be poor, rich, middle class. It doesn't matter. You're at the perfect point in time and space that you need to be in right now, and you're doing the best you can with the level of consciousness that you have right now. So don't beat yourself up for not knowing what other people don't know. See, this is energies that are available to you. The reason why I say be the change you want to see is you're emitting. You see, whatever these negative thoughts that you have, these are thoughts that aren't just coming from you. They're coming from the people outside of you, which is really extensions of you. Now, if you want to change the world, okay, it is not about you going to physically change people. It is about you literally becoming the change you want to see. This is what you will be emitting. And love conquers all. You see, love is a higher frequency. Gratitude is a higher frequency. It doesn't matter what position or state you're in right now. Gratitude is the highest. To me, it's literally the highest frequency you can have, because you're in acceptance to everything, no matter what it is. You know, and you're not absorbing, you're observing even the negative things that happen to you. You're observing it, and now you can make a change, because through observation you drop that fear program, and now you're in the frequency to make a change because you're observing. And what does God do? Observe, knowing that you're playing the game, so that the game is not playing you. Let's fucking do this.